told my girl to pipe down, need it right now. Lately I've been going till the lights out. Got my face up and my eyes down. Shawty, now you know what this is like now. Now I got a big drop top and I'm rolling. And I told my girl I'ma be up till the morning. Feeling like I'm 2-3 cause you know I'm zoning. Shawty got a wave, we been chilling by the ocean. Now I got a big drop top and I'm rolling. And I told my girl I'ma be
What's up, Azario?
feeling like I'm 2-3 cause you know
I really already dropped from Twitch. How's it going? Am I still live? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Azario? Am I already live? Am I still live on Twitch? Does anyone know? Okay, looks like I am. I don't know. I'm on YouTube. I don't really care that much, guys. Just thought I'd make sure everything was live. I don't really go on Twitch, right? That's awesome. I don't really either. If there's some streamers that I watch here and there on Twitch. So yeah, this looks like I'm live on YouTube still, so who cares? That's all that matters. This is just going to be a quick stream this afternoon, you guys. I thought I was getting caught up with work today and I didn't have time to do like a really long stream, and I've been promising I'd do a little bit of an editing stream and show you guys my process. To be completely honest, I haven't, let me turn the music down. I haven't really spent much time editing video game footage. I edit videos for a living. I shoot and edit videos for a living. So that's why I love live streaming, because everything happens and all the content is being created live, and you don't have to worry so much about going back and forth, and the process is fun, but it's a different, especially when you're filming yourself. I've done a lot of types of things that in the past that, you know, comedy stuff and vlogging and things like that, and it's all fun, but it's when you're the person that's on camera and you're also the only person that you can rely on to shoot that footage or edit that footage, you got to find ways to expedite the process for yourself. And so that's why I live stream, because I can create all the content live. Like right now I'm creating all of this content live, and I don't have to edit this video. This video is a piece of content that can just live out there. So I don't have a ton of experience with editing video game montages. I've maybe edited one in the past that I never even sent to anyone, but I edit videos every day. I have a process. Doesn't matter if I'm editing a corporate video for a Fortune 500 company or a small business in my local town that's 2 blocks away from me. I'm always going to sort of approach it the same exact way. And that's how I plan on approaching video game content. And I figure I might as well live stream it, right? I know like a decent amount of people in the chat are interested in this and have channels and either live stream, or a few people in the chat I can think of right off the top of my head don't live stream as much, and they mostly edited content. So I thought I might as well stream when I'm going to edit some stuff. And this is just going to be short because I kind of wanted to talk a little bit, and we'll see you in a bit, Azario. Have a good dinner. And I'm not a tutorial video person. If I wanted to do tutorial videos on gear and editing and shit, I would have done it years ago, and that's what I'd be doing. But I don't really like it. I don't really want to make my content and do that, have that be how I make my living. But I love this community, and I think it would be fun to do more interactive things. So if you see me pop up live editing, I might not even really like give an introduction like I'm doing right now. I might not be like, hey guys, I'm Fang Dad Hat, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to color correct in Final Cut Pro. I'm not going to do anything like that. But I am going to be like, hey guys, I'm editing this stupid ass video about Rocket League, or You know, in the future, maybe I'll be like, hey, I'm editing a vlog or something. So we'll see how far I want to go with it. So I'm going to get started by trying to keep it real simple. And I already kind of prepped this for privacy purposes, just so I don't have to go into my file structure. But the first thing obviously you want to do is name my mic is right in the way of my keyboard. Name your project, and I'm really bad at thinking of good names, so I always literally just do the date and keep it as simple as possible. And then try to keep it the same. If I know I'm going to do a bunch, I try to do 01 instead of 1. All right, so Fang Montage 2222. I'm going to open it. The first thing you want to do is decide what your project is going to look like, all right? So your project is, you're going to want to do what you like doing. For this, I'm going to do 30p simply because I normally do everything in 24p. I like to have a cinematic look when I shoot things, and so as of late, I've been moving towards 30 and 60p for a lot of things, and video game footage just makes sense to do 30p. You could do 60p. I'm actually going to start at 60p. I'll probably end up outputting 30p, but with Final Cut Pro, I'm using Final Cut Pro, by the way. It doesn't really matter. So for shit like this, I'm not like, depends on how much you want to use your footage. If you're finding you don't have a lot of time, well, these are all downloaded straight from the Xbox app into my phone and then airdropped to my computer. I found that that's the fastest way to gather your Rocket League footage or your video game footage. For me, being a Mac user, I'm held by the limitations that Xbox puts on you as a Mac user. So this is the quickest way I found. I could go into more details. Just feel free to ask me or ask me on live stream someday. But as for titling, it's always good to, of course, title your footage. But for now, I'm just leaving it a jumbled mess because if I really wanted to go through and organize all this shit, I would just spend a couple hours doing that. I try to just go with these clips. What I want to do is develop a process where I'm just rocking through this, and I'll think of a file structure eventually for how I'm going to organize all this. But for now, I usually use the date as a really good way to kind of just cut right to the chase. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look through my clips. Usually you'll remember what happened in your clip. And let's see. And as you can, so it's gonna take a lot of time if you're gonna sit here and watch through every clip, right? And if you've never shot video before, think about when you're playing your game as if this is you shooting your content. This is how I see it because I am a cinematographer first, so I think about this is me. I'm getting that shot. I'm angling my camera in the replay. They snap your camera, so it's kind of frustrating. And we'll get to more of that in a little bit. But I try to like angle my camera so it's very cinematic if I can, and that probably doesn't help my gameplay at all. But that said, you're gonna want to. For some reason, my skimming is not working. Okay, there we go. It's back. I don't want audio skimming. I don't know how to turn that off. Oh, I was pushing Option S. Learn something new every day. Okay, so I got audio skimming off, so it's not annoying. You don't have to hear that. But that's nice sometimes if you're looking for audio content. So right now, I'm just looking for the best part. Like, why did I save this clip? And usually you'll remember. For me, that's a nice shot. I kind of popped it up, and I had full control over it. For you guys that are higher than gold platinum, you're probably not going to think that's that cool. And so what I'm doing is I'm just looking for a general purpose. I'm just picking like the general area, right? I'll take care of the rest later. So I'm just popping. I push I and O to make an in and out point. Otherwise, you can do it manually, I'm sure. And then I press W to pop it into the timeline, right into the middle of the timeline. If you want, you can go back, watch your clip again. I don't. I just hit down and go to the end of my clip, and I move on to the next one. And now I'm just going to show you guys my process a little bit, and I'll talk a little bit if you want me to. Another thing I like to do is actually play music while I'm editing. So I'm editing a montage, but I'm also kind of working. I'm working towards a intro, but I realized I wasn't going to have enough time in this video to even touch on the introduction. So I'll do that in a different video. So what's up, Velas? I'm glad you stopped by. I know you're one of the ones that said that you would enjoy this. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just, I already know what song I want to use. And Velas, it's funny, you're going to appreciate this because Velas already has used this in a track, in a video montage, which was great. And I'm gonna be
told my girl to pipe down.
Control minus turns the volume down. I like to just mix it live.
Got my face up and my eyes down.
Change my layout here.
Now you know what this is like now.
I also like to, if it's just gonna be music, I like to get my music set right away to about -12, but it's gonna go up. Alright, now I'm just gonna rock. Here's my process. Oh, and then sometimes, so I like to also, what I was saying, what got me into that is I also like to play the song in iTunes. And just so you have the right beat, right, while you're watching the music. Then you're actually listening to that beat while you do it. I do this all the time, even if I'm just listening to music while I go through footage for a client. It helps you feel some sort of a rhythm, whether that rhythm is going to speed up or slow down is up to you later. But that's what's cool about a rhythm. Rhythms are exponential, so you can fit that beat into any part of that beat. So I'm just rocking that in and out. I'm adjusting my endpoint. Now I'm gonna hit Shift I to go back to that. I don't think I actually want to, so I can go frame by frame where I can pop back 10 frames with my shift back, which I have set up. So I think I'm just gonna start there. People don't know how much I suffer coming off walls. You love that song now? I know I do too, dude. Thank you, Cody Prince, for liking the stream. I appreciate it. Alright, so let's just pop this shit in. Like I said in the beginning, this is going to be a real quick stream, guys, but I just wanted to get started on it, introduce myself as an editor to you guys, and well, don't forget to pause your other track once you start popping it in. And then, like, yeah, as you guys see me pop on with editing sessions, you'll know what I'm doing. So a lot of times I like to just scrub through, just find the cool part, and this can go real fast, especially if you've already watched the footage. And then I'm gonna decide if I want the replay. Yeah, it was pretty dope. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna end it right when it hits by listening to the audio. One pop, right? So I'm gonna put a marker there. Then I'm gonna let it roll a little further, hit out, and I'm gonna pop it in. And then this is just something I thought of as I'm editing. Now what I want to do is I want to take that where it goes funk, and I want to pop that in, but I might want to use another part of that shot. Who knows what I might want to do later? So I'm just gonna match up the whole thing. So I'm gonna start an endpoint somewhere where I am jumping, and then I'm gonna mark that pop of the ball, and I'll show you later where I'm gonna mark it. So there's not a perfectly clean, with 60 frames per second, you'd think there'd be a fucking clean clean part, but I'll use that little marker, you know, the little energy mark. Oh, what'd I do? Okay. And so I'm going to hit M for marker. And then I'm going to let it drop right when it hits that. Remember I marked that on the other angle? I'm going to hit M there. Mark that, and then O for out point. And now I'm going to hit Q instead of W so I can pop it on top of this other clip, right? You guys will like my little... I don't say the right terms, even though I'm actually certified. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to match this up. And I'm going to hit V to mute that track. Some of these shortcuts might not be the default. I may have changed it. So I'm just going to grab this. And now I'm going to go back and do something I should have done, but I came up with this idea late. So from that first shot from my live footage, right when that little energy mark right there comes on. Can you guys see my mouse? Yeah, when that little energy mark comes is where I've decided to mark it, and that's what I'll do now forever. I'll use that energy mark for the popping, for the ball pops. And then, hey, I'll put that marker right there, and I have my N for snapping snapped on. And okay, so that's that pop. Right, watch this. With N for snapping on, you can just put a little... Use the quickness, right? Use things that are fast. So even though I might not use that, I let that snap. So that doesn't look that cool, but there's things that can be done to work with that. It depends on how much time you want to, like, you could do this. It doesn't look that cool, does it? Another thing it might be cool is just pick a spot. Maybe just let it go a little further. And then I can hit Option W, throw a what do they call it? A spacer. I can't remember. It's just a space. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So maybe then I'm like, okay, it's way cooler to see that from the other angle. Maybe just watch my car land. And again, you guys are better at Rocket League, so you're going to think of way cooler shit than me. But I'd much rather watch this thing right there. Right when we see that the guy's going to miss it. And then use the spacer below to kind of stretch this shot. Move that to where you want it. Like, it's not gonna be perfect because the replays are like slow as fuck. See, that's pretty cool. So I mean, that's just one thing you can do, and I would probably, honestly, like, abandon it. I think Scorsese says you never finish. No, I think it was a writer. Scorsese quoted this writer. You never truly finish a work. You only abandon it, and that was like the only thing I learned in film school, yo. In college. And the best thing I learned in college. What's up, Amanda? Hola. Buenos dias. Let's see. So, oh, it's cool. So I'm just gonna rock through this, guys. I don't have much more time left in the stream, but I wanted to get a good introduction to this. I digress. And so I'm gonna literally finish these last clips that I had prepared really fast. And this was just a miss. But that's what I was thinking. I'm editing kind of a progress video right now. Another thing I think is cool is speed ramps. So I'm gonna hit Shift B. I'm gonna speed ramp to where I want to go. And again, a lot of trial and error. I like to do, like, I just like to rock through, like, really fast. Pick something, and then I come back and I watch the whole thing later. Got my face up. That doesn't look cool. So undo, undo, undo. Just leave it. Abandon that clip. Leave it. Bummer. Okay, cut. get out, right? It's just like Rocket League. Rotate out. You're done. You're done with your play. There's nothing else you can do. Go on to the next fucking clip. Oh, I love it when my car is black because it's still got the orange, so you can tell what team I'm on. Oh, this was just a funny thing that happened. So this is better on the replay. It's weird. It looks black and white. It just shows me, like, I just thought this was funny, so this might not be used, but I blasted up, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna distract this guy because Kyle's there. So, not usable, but really funny to me. See how I'm just like, Super Dave! It would have been funny if someone would have tried to, like, save me. I need a hero. Oh, and then then I put a save in. Cause see, I'm like so all over the place sometimes with my organization that I'm like, ooh, that's a cool save, and I'm like, I want to remember to grab that. So I threw this in here, even though I'm like not using it for this montage really. I just thought it was cool. But we'll see. It's part of my progress. I just don't think it's one of my best saves. In the moment. So again, this is where you're the director, right? That in that moment, I thought this is a great save, but it could have just been that it was just what was happening, you know, in the game. It's 2-0. That was probably pretty huge for keeping our lead. And yeah, so I'll just throw that in, and I will continue this another time, because that's what you do when you work on videos. I mean, you obviously sit and finish this. And these are just the last few clips I had. I'm gonna go through my iCloud and grab everything.
Lately I've been going to the lights out. Got my face up and my eyes down. Shawty, now you know what this is like now.
So now the next thing I do is, a lot of times what I'll do is, if you can see down here where my mouse is, I'll literally play the beat and I'll decide if I want snare, bass, where do I want to make my cuts. So I'll go 1, 2, 3,
I've been making hits, I don't got no time for misses. Shawty wanna ring, yeah, she tryna be a missus. I've been so ahead, I don't think y'all really get it. They been taking L's, they can't see how I've been winning.
So see how I went click, click, click. So I put marker. And they might not be perfect, but you can always adjust it or whatever. But that's a good way to match up your shit. So then now I could take all these. Obviously, I gotta move these all up. You have to select everything on the bottom, hit Command Option up one more time, so they're not in a storyline together. And then with these markers here, you can literally pick. See how these yellow lines are snapping everything? So that's what I do is I take these and I'll pick a spot, like the coolest part, like obviously I'd have some hero shot in here, which there's some hero shots that I gotta find. And or you can mix it up with 2 shots. Actually, I'll play with that here. So I'll just literally throw up this save right here where it starts and then where it ends. And then everyone knows, you know, the information, because remember, there's infinite beats. So let's just try that with this that I did. It's not gonna be perfect for now, but it'll be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then it'll show you. So let's see. I'm just gonna literally, like, because you know where the beats are visually here, you at least have a pretty good idea of where all this is gonna be now. And this one, you're like, okay, that snaps pretty well in there, but could I end it? Maybe I could just speed that up because it is a slow motion replay. Boom. Look at that. And then this needs to, so this could be a little shorter. Oh, so now I have extra room. So what I'm going to do, instead of speeding that one up, I'm just going to leave it. And I'm just going to, well, I think I fucked it all up. So I'll leave that. I'll just make this longer for time's sake. And let's see. Extend that back out. And if you want to see your whole thing, trim some of this fat. What I always do is just trim the fat, and then what is happening? I just didn't reach far enough over. Trim the fat, and then hit Shift Z, and you can see your entire timeline all at once.
Ooh, I got 'em looking at me sideways. I can't take no days off.
If you're not confident in yourself as an editor, now would be a good time to, before you even watch it, before you forget, duplicate as a snapshot. And you can do all that jazz, but like there you've now duplicated it, and you've sort of like set a timestamp, a milestone of like, this is what the project look right now. And a lot of times I'll say rough cut, first, final. That's what I do with my clients. But I'm going to have like rough cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sometimes. And then I'll have like, I'll delete all of that and just call it rough cut and send it to a client. So then sometime, then I'll first, final, same thing. I might have 5 versions for myself, and then I'll send the client first, final, 1, And so let's watch it back.
Ooh, I got 'em looking at.
Might as well just show that.
Ooh, I got 'em looking at me sideways. I can't take no days off. They know I can't. Lately I've been in a different mindset, and I got 'em tripping. I've been making hits, I don't got no time for misses. Shawty wanna ring, and she tryna be a missus.
See, that was cool because it hit right on that click, right?
They've been taking L's, they can see how I've been winning. And I got it drip, so they see me making waves. They don't even see how many chances I done get.
Oh, see, that's like, and then sometimes you find happy accidents where it's like the content syncs up with the music, right? Like, who knows if this is gonna stay here, but and then right when it says winning, it'll show like win. I'll try to do like win, right? Like 64th notes, and then if I'm ambitious enough, and then otherwise I might just put like win, and then like a championship or something, right? Maybe even cut to like win, like a game win, and then Fang Dad Hat wins if there's like a 1v1 where it says that, and then yeah, and go on. See right here, I think he says drips, but I think if you this would be good for a dribble because it sounds like dribs, so your mind will decide dribs if you're like dribbling, and I always say dribs too. So that'd be a perfect time to cut it. And on to the next shot. How many choices I done gave, like that even matches up because it's like choices, like, oh, which post is it gonna hit, and then who's gonna come in and score. There's like, that's the thing about like sort of the theory of filmmaking and like going to film school or whatever, is that you really like, I find myself like I sucked at that in school. Like I'd like get a B or C on a paper, and I'd be like, why the heck? Like, what did I do wrong? And they'd be like, well, you didn't notice the metaphor in this or how this connects to society or whatever. But I learned it, even though I may not have gotten the best grade on that aspect of it. That was kind of the thing that I was the weakest at in college. I learned that shit. Like I learned to like watch a movie and see the symbolism and the metaphor and the foreshadowing and understanding climax and understanding subtle nuance, and also understanding that there's like certain things that your audience is going to miss and there's certain things that they're going to see, and that you have full control over that. So, this was just my first video on this subject, but I really want to thank you guys for checking it out, coming out, those of you in the live stream. In the future, when I do this, I'll set aside more time so that I can answer questions as we're going. And again, I'll never be shoving tutorial videos down your throat. If you want to keep seeing this live stream content, where's my focus here? If you want to keep seeing this live stream content of me video editing, let me know in the comments or on my Twitter, on my anything, my Instagram. And you guys have a great day.
Need it right now. Lately I've been going till the lights out. Got my face up and my eyes down. Shorty, now you know what this is like now. Now I got a big drop top and I'm rolling. And I told my girl I'ma be up till the morning. Feeling like I'm 2-3 cause you know I'm zoning. Shorty got a wave, we been chilling by the ocean. Now I got a big drop top and I'm rolling. And I told my girl I'ma be up till the morning. Feeling like I'm 2-3 cause you know I'm zoning. Shorty got a wave, we been chilling by the ocean.
Yeah. I've been buying 40 Montage to 36s. I can tell 100 stacks by I am a mathematician. Just so many plays up from my dealer, I get commission. Walking, I got my bitches on display like exhibition. If a Wi-Fi connected ain't the first time. $250,000 in the Hermes, hurt my shoulder. In Dubai, got my bags, got my turn tide off. Moving in a motorcade, in the bourbon riding solo. Yeah, solitaire stones look like breath mints. Yeah, I can rock fake jewelry, I need an EpiPen. That bitch fucking with a shrimp, she pescatarian. She wanna come fuck with a boss, she ate every night. Yeah.